Sandix B. Caballero, CRI 415, Rule 130, Section 10. Evidence of written agreement when the terms of an agreement have been reduced to writing, it is considered as containing all the terms agreed upon, and there can be as between the parties and their successors in interest no evidence of such terms other than the contents of the written agreement. Interpretation of document. Section 11. Interpretation of a writing according to its legal meaning. The language of writing is to be interpreted according to the legal meaning it bears in the place of its execution unless the parties intended otherwise. Section 12. Instrument constructed so as give effect to all provision. In the construction of an instrument, where there are several provisions or particular such as construction is, if is possible to be adapted as will give effect to all. Section 13. Interpretation according to intention, general and particular provision. In the construction of an instrument, the intention of the parties is to be pursued, and when a general and a particular provision are inconsistent, the latter is paramount to the former, so the particular intent will control a general one that is inconsistent with it. Section 14. Interpretation according to circumstances. For the proper construction of an instrument, the circumstances under which it was made, including the situation of the subject thereof and of the parties to it, may be shown to the judge, may be placed in the position of those whose language he or she is to interpret. Section 15. Peculiar signification of terms. The terms of a writing are presumed to have been used in their primary and general acceptation, but evidence is admissible to show that they have a local and technical or otherwise peculiar signification and were used and understood in the particular instance, in which case the agreement must be constructed accordingly. Section 16. Written words control printed. When an instrument consists partly of written word and partly of a printed form, and the two are inconsistent, the former controls the latter. Section 17. Experts and interprets to be used in explaining certain writings. When the characters in which an instrument is written are difficult to be deciphered, or the language is not understood by the court, the evidence of a person skilled in deciphering the characters or who understand the language is admissible to declare the characters or the meaning of the language. Section 18. Of two construction which preferred. When the terms of an agreement have been intended in a different sense by the different parties, to it that sense is to prevail against their party, in which he or she suppose the other understood it, and when different construction of a provision are otherwise equally proper, that is to be taken which is the most favorable to the party in whose favor the provision was made. Section 19. Construction in favor of a natural right. When an instrument is equally susceptible of two interpretation, one in favor of natural right and the other against it, the former is to be adopted. Section 20. Interpretation according to usage. An instrument may be constructed according to usage in order to determine its true character. Testimonial evidence. Qualification of witness. Section 21. Witnesses, their qualification. All person who can perceive in perceiving, can who make known their perception to other, may be witnesses. Religious or political beliefs, interest in the outcome of the case or conviction of a crime, unless otherwise provided by law, shall not be a ground for disqualification. Section 21. Disqualification by reason of mental incapacity or immaturity. Section 22. Testimony confined to a person, knowledge a witness can testify only to those facts which he or she known of his her personal knowledge, that is, which are derived from his or her own perception. Section 23. Disqualification by reason of marriage. During their marriage, the husband or the wife cannot testify against the other without the consent of the affected spouse except in a civil case by one against the other, or in a criminal case or a crime committed by one against the other or the latter. Direction, descendants, or ascendants. Section 24. Disqualification by reason or of privileged communication. The following person cannot testify as to matter learned in the confidence in the following cases. Section 25. Parental and filial privilege. No person shall be compelled to testify against his or her parents, other direct ascendants, children, or other direct descendants, except when such testimony is dispensable in a crime against that person or by one parents against the other. Section 26. Privilege relating to trade secrets. A person cannot be compelled to testify about any trade secret unless the non-disclosure will conceal fraud or otherwise works injustice. When disclosure is directed, the court shall take such protective measure as the interest of the owner of the trade secret and of the parties in the furtherance of the justice may require. Admission and invitation. Section 27. Admission of a party. The act, declaration, or omission of a party as to relevant facts may be given in evidence against him or her. Section 28. Offer or compromise not admissible in a civil case. An offer or compromise is not an admission of any liability and is not admissible in evidence against the offeror. Neither is evidence of conduct nor statement made in compromise negotiation admissible, except evidence otherwise discovered or offered for another purpose, such as proving bias or prejudice of a witness, negativing a contention of undue delay, or proving an effort to obstruct a criminal investigation or prosecution. In criminal cases, except those involving quasi-offense, criminal negligence, or other those allowed by law to be compromised, an offer or compromise by the accused may be received in evidence as an implied admission of guilt. A plea of guilt later withdrawn or an accepted offer of a plea of guilt to a lesser offense is not admissible in evidence against the accused who made the plea or offer. Neither is any statement made in the course of plea bargaining with the prosecution which does not result in the plea of guilty, or which result in a plea of guilty later withdrawn, admissible. An offer to pay or the payment of medical, hospital, or other expenses occasioned by an injury is not admissible in evidence as proof of civil criminal liability for the injury. Section 29. Admissible by the third party. The rights of a party cannot be prejudiced by an act, declaration, or omission of another except as hereinafter provided. Section 30. Admission by a co-partner or agent. The act of declaration of partner or agent authorized by the party to make a statement concerning the subject or within the scope of his or her authority, and during the existence of a partnership or agency may be given in evidence against such party after the partnership or agency is shown by evidence other than such act or declaration. The same rule applies to the act, declaration of a joint owner, joint debtor, or other person jointly interested with the party. Section 31. Admission by conspirator. The act or declaration of a conspirator in furtherance of the conspiracy that during its existence may be given in evidence against the conspirator after the conspiracy is shown by evidence other than such as act declaration. Section 32. Admission by previous. Where one derives title to property from another, the latter act, declaration, or omission in relation to the party is evidence against the former if done while the latter was holding the title. Section 33. Admission by silence. An act or declaration made in the presence and within the hearing or observation of a party who does or says nothing when the act or declaration is such as naturally to call for action or comment is not true, if not true, and when the proper and possible for him or her to do so may be given in evidence against him or her. Section 34. Confession. The declaration of an accused, acknowledging his or her guilt of the offense charged or of any offense necessarily included therein, may be given in evidence against him or her. Previous conduct as evidence. Section 35. Similar acts as evidence. Evidence that one did or did not do a certain thing and at one time is not admissible to prove that he or she did not hate to do the same or similar thing to another time, but may be received to prove a specific intent or knowledge, identity, plan, system, scheme, habit, custom, or usually usage, and the like.